I'm back. Hot take Reddit post time? Sure. Guys, how can I resist this? How can I resist getting linked to a Reddit post that says, what's your Marvel Rivals opinion that has you like this? And it has 7,600 comments. Come on, guys. I need some hot takes in here. Let's see. What is the most controversial hot take Reddit Marvel Rivals can possibly have? If you don't know 2 characters in each role, don't play ranked? No. It makes you improve at one role/character slower. Team comps besides 222 and 123 exist very well, especially in lower ranks of quick play. It's a game. Unless you're paying for my PlayStation and my electricity, I'll play it I want. Okay, wait, the third one's pretty good. That one, I've seen that. Don't you guys remember back in the early days of Overwatch, people would sit there and just be like, did you pay my $40? I don't think so. I'm locking in Torb. That line is always funny though, because that's like the version of this game. It's like, you don't pay for my WoW sub. I paid $40 for this game. It's always funny. Okay, I gotta get to the hot takes, guys. Where are they? The character models are ridiculous. The men are all roid monsters and women are hypersexualized. Come on. Come on, you saw some booty? What's going on, guys? What's going on? What's wrong with seeing some booty in the video games? Are they wrong? But also, do we care? Like, it is slightly ridiculous, but also I do want to be Mr. Muscles and I like seeing the booty. So I don't really care if you really think about it, chat, the strongest booty in all of Marvel Rivals is Venom. And if Venom can't have a big booty, then there's also all these comment remove my moderators. Oh, that's how you know this one got spicy. Playing Cloak and Dagger takes skill. What are the thoughts here, guys? I can't take Cloak and Dagger players seriously. I'm sorry. This is too much of a hot take for me. Because Cloak and Dagger players, for the most part, the hardest thing to do is to rely on your poor Magneto to bubble you. Because the enemy Magneto's meatball is looking straight for your head. And they're going to blow you up. But in general, yeah, she is out of playtime. It's an incredible heal bot. I think it's not very difficult mechanically. But there is stuff that you actually do have to know. In terms of like the amps aren't a really big deal, but the blind sometimes can be really clutch. Not super common, but it can be really clutch. And then also, obviously, the fade, right? The equivalent of Suzu in this game. Obviously, the character does not take mechanical skill. I think everyone can agree with that because it's auto aim everything. But that doesn't mean that it doesn't take skill, period. But I would argue that it takes a lot less skill than most of the other supports. High floor, high ceiling? No, definitely not high ceiling. Definitely not a high ceiling. I don't know about that one, but yeah. Support players are the worst players in the game. I should add context by saying, in my experience, not all, but a large majority of support players are the first to be toxic, the first to tilt and blame everyone but themselves. There is never any asking for help. It's always, I'm dying to Panther. Why are you not protecting me? Instead of, I'll call for Panther as on to me and we can kill him. Just my experience as a DPS player, I always feel attacked when I get blamed, even though I try to help all players in my team. This is a mild take. I would say supports in Marvel Rivals chat are in this interesting position where I would actually argue support players are likely pretty boosted for the most part. But also at the same time, though, they do get disproportionately more nonsense from people than they deserve most of the time. Because for the most part, as supports, it's very easy to get value if you just sit in the back, you know how to not die and pop your ult when it matters. You're like 80-90% there. Now the last 10% is actually really, really, really difficult in terms of like the high-end supports. Like, when do you play aggressive as Loki and go for like plays? Chaining headshots as Mantis, Adam Warlock as a character. Like, there is a lot. And then on the other hand, you have Rocket. So there's a lot of, disparity here between high skill cap supports and Rocket. Okay, and so I'm saying, okay, the funny thing is Rocket actually does have a decent amount of depth in terms of, when you're not heal botting, but we all like to meme on Rocket, let's be honest. He just holds right click 90% of the time and they're fine. Yeah, I would say this is a mild take. I think most people would agree. Support players are passengers, usually have the lowest bar, eventually rank up, 100% spot on. The good ones don't die to Black Panther. Okay, wait. Good supports definitely die to Black Panther. If you guys have seen some of the actual crazy, let me find it, man. This is the fastest Black Panther one-shot combo that not many people use. I love watching this clip. This is what the high MMR Black Panther players can do, by the way. It's actually spooky. Sync up 2 spears, boys, from the high ground.
He actually can't really do
and look from his POV now.
anything about that.
Yeah, man, just... Just dodge, bro. Now, obviously, you know, there's not a lot of time to react to stuff like that. But remember, I'm just trying to point out this person saying, like, good ones don't die to Black Panther. The highest end, you know, characters of anything, like, you know, it is not that easy, okay? It is actually really difficult, so that's all. Okay, Rocket is not bad, and he is not a heal bot. If you genuinely have less damage than your other supports as a Rocket, you're a bad Rocket. Holy, that is a... Woo! Okay, wait a second. That is a actual psycho take. I like this. Okay, he's not actually wrong in the... Only for triple support Rocket, though. Because Rocket has a problem, right? If he can only heal, or he does damage. But if there's 3 support, Rocket can left-click a lot. And so during that, it's not actually it's too surprising that Rocket can pop off. The damage that another support might have on the scoreboard versus Rocket's damage, I'm gonna sound so stupid. Rocket does damage when it matters, guys. Okay, Rocket does damage when it matters. Okay, most supports are just sitting there, just doing damage all the time, but Rocket's damage has an impact. When that guy holds left click on a tank in the back line, they die. It is, I think he actually has like seriously one of the highest CPS in the game. But if you have less damage than the other supports as a Rocket, you're a bad Rocket. That is a psycho take, because most of the time you're going to have less on the scoreboard, but you can shred tanks and other players when you have the option to, right? Like, it's actually, he is disgustingly high DPS. It's crazy. This one is just in... Rocket is good, but he is a heal bot. So I will say Rocket is a heal bot when there's 2 supports, because it means that he has to spend all of his time healing. When there's 3 supports, Rocket gets unchained. What do you think about it? Triple support is all about unchaining one of the supports, right? From the shackles of having to heal their teammates. That's why I really like triple support Jeff. Because a Jeff player, if you unchain them from the backline, now Jeff moves from your backline to the enemy backline, right? And so suddenly, Jeff as third support can be what he's always meant to be, which is really just a DPS. Give me some crazy stuff. I need something unhinged. Spider-Man is not hard to play. Okay, wait. Okay, wait, we're getting there, guys. Wait a second. I like that one. People cling to him being hard to pilot to excuse them being a bad player. I mean, okay, there is some stuff on Spider-Man that has way too big of a hitbox. Like the uppercut on Spider-Man hits like behind him and in front of him, and like it's everywhere. And technically, Spider-Man can just fly into the backline whenever he wants. And just, you know, there's no like setup. There's no worrying about it like a Black Panther has to figure out how to get in. The Spider-Man flies in. But I mean, Spider-Man does have some mechanical skill. We cannot argue that he is actually mechanically hard to play. Like he has animation cancels. You have all this other stuff to play. Like he has to, right click animation cancel just to move? He spams his web until he lands it. And then he just auto aim pulls to you. Yeah, but okay, there's that part of it, which is easy, but then there's the actual movement side and like figuring out when to engage and not how to die instantly after you fly in and swing in. I feel like he still has a decent amount of skill. Saying that he's not hard to play is kind of crazy. I say that's definitely still crazy. Scarlet Witch is not a low skill hero, and if played by a good player, she is one of the best enemy backline assassins in the Duelist roster. This is the singular hottest take I have ever read. This person is psychotic. There is no world a flanking Scarlet Witch is an assassin. She sits there and just goes, like, she's a mosquito. Yeah, she does nothing. She does nothing. Oh, what is she gonna do? Finally, someone said it. I'm hard stuck Diamond 3 and I main Scarlet Witch. I get so much shit for using her. Sometimes people just throw the game and refuse to heal me. But I always have the most final hits and the least amount of deaths. Her skill ceiling is extremely high. I have to dive. We're diving into the comments. Calling Scarlet Witch's skill ceiling high is a crazy misunderstanding. Yeah, it's true. This would also explain why you're hard stuck Diamond 3. Listen, you don't have to go that far. Thanks for your opinion, but respectfully, you're wrong. Oh my God, I love this. These two guys are just duking it out in the bottom of this Reddit thread. 7,000 comments, and I am all in. In what way is Scarlet Witch a high skill ceiling character? What part of her gameplay has a wide window of skill expression? No response because they know she sucks. I went to bed, bro. Calm the fuck down. Unlike you, my life doesn't revolve around Reddit threads. This is always like this on every online site, dude. People they just get into it, man. They just go at it. They just freak out. This is crazy. Maybe it's due to the fact a lot of people say she's useless past gold plat, but I've been talking to people who are celestial and above, and they really enjoy using her at really high ranks. If someone even claiming being top 500, she uses Scarlet sometimes. Okay, whoa. But there is actually a niche use of Scarlet Witch versus Turbo Dive. But that is okay. I can see the angle, but this is the like 0.1%. I have seen this like 3 times, and it does actually work. The situation is like there's a god tier Spider-Man Venom who's like top 50 on ladder, and for some reason we let them ban Namor and Bucky, and now we have no counters, so there's nothing left in the game to play. And in this one moment, I'm locking in Scarlet Witch, and you're like, okay. And then that way they can't die. But that's not because Scarlet Witch is good. That's because you can't die as Scarlet Witch. Final hits mean very little. You're probably hard stuck because you play Scarlet. Wait, kills mean very little? That's like the one stat that does matter. Why the hostility? Why would you just assume a toxic player sees high numbers and assume someone else is a problem? Oh no, hence you being hard stuck Diamond 3. I'm sorry, who are you? I'm going in. I can't stop, I'm sorry. One of the dudes that gives you shit in game for using Scarlet Witch. Well, it looks like I'm swapping to Rocket again. And I swear to God, if one of the healer switches, I'll switch back. I don't play as third healer, just my Cloak and Dagger swap to Iron Man and do nothing. Okay, god damn it. Squirrel Girl is not attractive. Okay. She is not thick. She is fat. Oh my God. Holy, that is a crazy. Damn. Guys, these are, I was wondering why I get to some of these hot takes. Now this is up there. Oh my God. This is the worst take in this entire thread. Thick thighs save lives. Guys, there is nothing that people will get more angry about than if you attack the attractiveness of their favorite waifu. As a former Overwatch no-lifer, I am aware of the large fan base. They are very enthusiastic over some of these games and these characters, guys. I'm sure there are many Squirrel Girl researchers and enjoyers currently working on a problem that this guy has. I don't know. Don't worry. What I'm trying to say is there's enough content out there for even this guy, guys. I'm sure they'll find something. Overall win rate is meaningless in regards to climbing. Now this is a hot take. What? If you win, it goes up. If you lose, it goes down. How does that work? But you can climb with a negative win rate. I know what you guys are arguing that like your recent win rate has to do more with your overall. So maybe if I spend 200 games feeding, but then I start learning a new role in the last 100, then I can climb. I can agree with that, but that's still, it still is the overall win rate over the course of, insane. Like it's not going to count for like sprees. Hey, if you got like a huge win streak, I just started learning, I don't know, like tank, and I'm just a tank gamer. It's not meaningless though. A high win rate at top ladder implies there's no higher rated players to match you with, so you just have a % win rate against top players in the world. When win rate doesn't represent is skill for most people, it means fast improvement relative to rating. A 50% player stagnant in diamond is better than 60% in silver, but the ladder is likely improving faster. This is if you're improving, your rating goes up. Okay. You tried so hard, but you're so wrong. Wait, but he's got a point though. Screw it. I'm moving on. Rocket's primary fire should be hit scan. You're not going to believe this, but Rocket's primary fire is hit scan. There is a coded delay. This is important to distinguish. This means you will always lead movement the same distance, no matter how far away the enemy is, unlike a projectile. There's no way that's real. I feel like you could test this in the training range. Delayed hit scan versus projectile. There's no way. He's describing the projectile as no, he's arguing that like you always lead like, let's say, an inch away from the body at every range. He's arguing that, which is like, I don't think that's true as Rocket. I'm actually 90% sure that's not true. Yeah, Rocket is already disgustingly high damage. There's no way that it should be hit scan. You would be a god. You would be way too strong. Why are you getting Java? You're literally factually correct. Wait, are these guys are like committing to it. I need to see this. Here's a link to the video I watched.
Has been placed like this. I'm going to have to explain Rocket Raccoon's attacks first before explaining why we've got this crosshair. Rocket Raccoon's attacks are kind of hit scan, but they are delayed. What that means is, as I'm firing here, look at how the bullets take some time to travel to where I'm actually aiming.
Well, yeah, that's projectile, right? But he's saying that like it travels the same distance no matter the range.
The common misconception here is the bullets are not traveling through the air. That is not bullet travel time. There's a literal coded delay between when you press the fire button and where the shot actually activates. So it's always behind your aim, but it's actually hit scan. This means when you're attacking a stationary target, it's fine, you can aim right in the center. But look what happens if we try and aim in the center on a moving target.
Okay, now do it on something really far away.
Tracking the target, but it hit nothing. It's because the attacks are delayed and the shots that are firing are behind where I'm aiming. So these lines have perfectly been made to the point where you aim on each of these lines depending on what side you're tracking the player's movement.
If a player is strafing really fast, the tracking will change and the crosshair won't work, but for most targets it will. Isn't he's just explaining a projectile, isn't he? But the only way this isn't true is if it's tracking it at a different range, right? If it's like across the map, it should be the exact same distance, right? Guys, what if it's not a projectile, but it's a delayed hit scan? It has to be bait. It has to be bait. Magneto is already a strong tank. It does not need to be able to fly. Wait, does not need to be able to fly? This is such a niche thing to argue. Why he could only fly when he's ulting. Spider-Man is an overrated duelist. It's overhated because strategist and the subreddit can't peel. He's twice the investment. Okay, boring. Comic book accuracy is overrated. 90% of ideas would be terrible in terms of game design. Magneto doing more damage to Wolverine would be a nightmare. What is why is this a hot take? I've done as much as I can do. I need to go eat my lasagna. It's now burned. Unlucky, chat. This was fun, but there's way too many more. Way too much in this post that I can't do. I will see you all tomorrow. Actually, I won't be here tomorrow. Day after tomorrow.